So the Psychic Project here, I'm back. Just for documenting standpoints, for documenting Native Side Americans, specifically inclined individuals, changing actives. This is a topic that I think a lot of people may have to deal with a few times over their life. So I think it's best to go into it. I think it's best to go into it and try to share that particular experience as best as possible. Here we have. Okay, so first you probably have what exactly is an active? What is an incline? An incline is a person who can hear the psi energy, feel the psi energy, hear psi sound in particular, but doesn't control access to the psi. The psychic active is the piece of the puzzle, the psychic person that controls access to the energy, to the psi itself. So you have the psychic incline here, the active here, and on the other side would be the psi. They control how we access it. Okay. We're usually linked. In my particular case, I'm linked to one primary. In my experience over the last couple of years, I've been linked to one primary, and other actors can come into my mind, listen to me, but there's one primary that's always with me and that I'm always linked to. This is the one that controls the gateway for me to get on the side, and that's the one you consider my actor. That means her mind's always open to me. My mind's always open to her. It means we do a lot of thought transference. And I'm giving an example. My last active had an MBA. A lot of thought transference between her MBA and my experience in business are definitely played a hand. In this new active, Tracee Ellis Ross, actor, comedian, consummate artist, expressionist, is there's thought transference going on there. As I become more creative, artistic, that transference is going on because we're open to each other constantly. And that's the real question. I'm open to the side. I'm open to side. That's really big. And she controls that access. So you're saying, okay, so why did I change? Well, my old actor, who also informed me of who I was and how the whole psychic world works over the last couple of years. Everybody's familiar, right? It's Busy Bees is Monica Hitz, and she had a relationship and a daughter, and she had to continue that. She just wanted me to be aware of who I was prior to my release from unjust incarceration. A lot of me wanted to hang on to that. We had like 20 years of friendships and relationships. I was very high in her conscious level. She has many different. Here's the main difference. My new active, Tracee Ellis Ross, doesn't really have multiple personalities. She has one consistent personality. My old active, Monica Hitz, Busy Bees, has many different personalities, which is a different experience. She has multiple personalities. My new active has one consistent primary personality. I don't really see other personalities come up. Do I think it's a bad thing? I can see where it could be more valuable to have multiple personalities, but um, it's just I'm feeding the experience, cultural anthropology, documenting changing actors, and to that, I'm going from one actor to another. It took like 3 months for it to really happen, right? Last time I checked in, I tried to propose to her, right? And then she had to come to the realization that she's married. She really can't do that. Um, but one personality was hanging on. The intimacy of the side. When somebody knows your every single thought, it's almost impossible. It's painful experience. It's, I'm gonna be honest. What's crazy is I chose Tracee Ellis Ross a long time ago. I just never knew it would happen. If I told you Blackish was my favorite show, but not that I see her as a character from Blackish, but that I see her in a different light, right? So I see her as a person that's away from, because she's not like that. She's not that character from the show at all. Sometimes Anthony Anderson is kind of, but anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep going. But I'm not with him in the side all the time, so I don't know. I only with him somehow. Anyways, she's not that character. I know her as a different. She's a very deep artist, right? She's theater, the theater expression. I can't tell you how much. Anyway, so back to, it took like 3 months of her being with me to unsee that connection, that bond that we had created over 20 years, right? Off and on. When you're a psychic incline and you don't have an active in your life, you can almost feel like there's a hole, there's a void that needs to be plugged. And I think some of that is why at one point I was open to drug addiction. Because when you're not aware of who you are and you don't feel plugged in, you always feel like you're unplugged from something, you don't have an active. And when I was with her, I felt like, I was plugged in. I was with something. I felt like I was a part of something. In any case, changing actives, and from the only active that I ever knew, even though I had some family members that, prior to my awareness, the only active I ever knew was challenging. It was challenging. But last night, I finally let go, and I finally said to myself, this is my active. Tracee Ellis Ross is my new active. Been here day in, day out with me. Beyond work. Beyond the work we do here. Beyond the work we do. Just imagine being with somebody 24 hours a day, and then they know your every thought. Imagine having to leave that person after a few years. Imagine being with somebody every day of your life. Oh, well, not every day of your life. Every day for 2 years, and then they know every thought you have, and then you had to leave that person. Imagine what you would have to detach. It would almost feel like you were ripping off a limb. And that's how it was. It was a challenge at first. She would ask me all the time. Once a week, she would probably ask me, "Who's your act?" It never came to me that she was challenging me. to say that because she busy Monica Hitz that she stopped being primary in the side. She had pulled back. She would only come forward if I like really thought about her hard. She would come forward in my mind, in my consciousness. So it's a relationship of sorts. I know, in the podcast I discuss marriages and relationships a little bit. I guess because that's been going around in my mind is how to start a new relationship. And you have to remember, I have selected an active that I have never met person. And this is like someone that knows every single thought in my mind. That is how things happen here in this psychic world. It's different. You are your thoughts. You are your thoughts. Your experience, your creativity, your life is how you think. Right? And some of you are probably saying, there's no way you know every single thing I know everything I need to know about Tracee Ellis Ross, and I accept everything I know. And she accepts it. She knows everything about me, for sure. And I don't think she's hidden anything from me. So I look forward to the progression. But once you know somebody's spirit, somebody's mind, somebody's thought, somebody at this depth, you know the physical experience is just kind of like icing on the cake. Social media, I can already know, the body type, the age range, the social, who we are, liberals, minded, active people, athletic. She's opening me up to expression. I'm probably bringing some business into her. I think it could be a good thing. Oh. I know it can be good. I know it's great. Okay, so now I'm going from active to possibly romantic relationship. But that's not where we're at. This is my active. You have to bring that physical part into that. And we'll have to see how that plays out. So what did I really say here about changing actives? Painful experience. My old active had been with me on and off again for 20 years. Painful experience. It took 3 months for me to accept the reality. So if anybody is ever going to go through that particular experience, it's going to take 3 months. It's not an easy process. I can only speak from the incline perspective. And the reason why is somebody is so intimately coupled to your existence that it almost becomes a limp. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I think I was able to verbalize how difficult the experience was, why it was difficult, and who my new active is. Right now, we only get to see each other on social media. And you're saying, only one. I only get to see her on like Instagram, and no real direct communication at all. It's just see her on Instagram. I see her working out or something. There's no direct communication like that. And I think that has to do, of course, how we are documenting our experience, our show experience. What else can I say? That's it. I think that's it. I think I've captured the relationship of changing actors. And you're saying, is there anything I had to do? I personally had to do to change actors. And it's just like any relationship in your mind, physical one, you just have to let go. You just have to let go. But just like letting go of a marriage, just like 10 times deeper than that. So it's like, and you have to believe me. This is somebody who told me something about myself I never knew about myself. And then there's somebody who's showing me something brand new about this life. And I'm accepted. All right, it's a Psychic Project. Thank you, YouTube. We'll be back in a couple hours. Psychic Project.